we went over a little bit about fighting cancer. Now let's go over what foods are most protective against cancer. And we know that eating salad is the most important part of your daily diet. It's important to eat a salad every day because raw vegetables have all that raw living enzymes and substances in them that fight cancer. A review of over 200 studies show that raw vegetables have the most powerful and dramatic effect at protecting against cancer. All types of cancer: stomach cancer, pancreatic cancer, colon cancer. The WHEAL study, the Women's Healthy Eating and Living Study, WHEL, they took women who had cancer and they followed them over a period of years, and they found that those people who ate the most green vegetables had the lowest chance of recurrence of breast cancer. And those in the highest consumption of cruciferous vegetable intake, of course, had the lowest amount of deaths from cancer, too. So deaths went down, developing cancer went down, and of course, they found that eating fruits and vegetables were more protective than vegetables alone. Even though vegetables are the most powerful food to fight cancer, it still makes vegetables more powerful when your diet has the full portfolio of anti-cancer foods. What I'm saying right now is a foundational principle of the nutritarian diet. Here's what this foundational principle is about. It's saying that we need the full portfolio of anti-cancer substances in our diet. We need a full exposure to phytochemicals, not a narrow exposure. It's not good enough just to eat a diet high in kale and strawberries. Even though kale and strawberries are super healthy for you, it makes it healthier if you eat other foods like mushrooms and onions and sesame seeds and walnuts also. When we look at populations that exclude any one food or food group from the diet, like we take populations that took the beans out of the diet, they don't live as long. We look at populations that took the nuts out of the diet, they drop their lifespan dramatically. When they take the fruit out of the diet, like a keto diet, they take the fruit out of the diet, they don't live as long. They have high rates of cancer. When they take the mushrooms out, you don't do as well. You want to get the full spectrum of anti-cancer substances. That's how the body works. It's not having a lot of one thing, a whole bunch. Vitamin C is great, so I'm going to take 20 to 500 times that much vitamin C. It's not going to do it. You need thousands of nutrients. There are about 1,000 different nutrients in a piece of broccoli that fight cancer. And what's the most powerful nutrient in broccoli that fights cancer? It's called broccoli. So vegetables protect the DNA. I always say, we've landed the man on the moon already. What do I mean by that? We've landed the man on the moon. What I mean by that is we already know how to win the war on cancer. We already could wipe out 90% of cancers across America. We know the answer. The answer is vegetables. People don't like that answer. They want a different answer. They want a magic pill they can take so they can still smoke cigarettes and still not get lung cancer, eat pizza and bagels and not get breast cancer. But life is not a fairy tale. It's real. You get what you pay for. In other words, in the field of health problems, you earn those health problems from what you put in your body from the time you were born, maybe before you were born. Because your body's health is affected by what your parents ate because your eggs were living in your mother's body before she birthed you. Did you follow that? So you eat for if you haven't, how many people here, how many people are a young woman who's hoping to have children and hasn't had children yet? Raise your hand. Okay, like 2 people. Well, speaking to you 2 people right now, what I'm saying to you is your diet that you eat before you have that child affects the health of your unborn child, even if you don't have a child 15 years from now. Because the eggs that form your babies are living in you your whole life since you were born. Even before you were born, they were formed when your nails and hair were being formed in your mother's womb. Your eggs were being formed. They're going to form your future babies. So your mother was forming her grandchildren's eggs as she was making you in her womb, and what you eat affects your children's health. What I'm saying is that we have tremendous power to use modern nutritional science to fight diseases, autism, right? Mental disorders, cancers. We're going down the wrong path. And we're looking to drugs as the solution. And my point is that life isn't a fairy tale, it's real. In reality, the biological law of cause and effect, you have a cause and you have an effect, is in operation. We know more vegetables in the diet means less DNA methylation defects, and less vegetables means more DNA methylation defects. In other words, science has advanced, and we can actually take people's blood and look at, through research tools, we can look at the amount of methylation defects you have built up, which tells you how much propensity and risk you're going to have of cancer developing in your future. We know, for example, studies done on the Hawaiian Islanders showed that they have higher rates of lung cancer, even though they don't smoke as much as the Fiji Islanders, because the Fiji Islanders eat more green vegetables than the Hawaiian Islanders do. Greens have tremendous power to extend human life and protect our health because we're a green vegetable dependent animal. By that I mean 1:53. I know, but I've been talking for more than 2 minutes. That's weird. That's going down. So in 2 minutes, I guess my lecture, in 1 minute 30 seconds, my lecture will be over. They started me late here. I only got 1 minute left. It's 22 seconds, then 1 hour, 1 minute, and 20 seconds. Got it. Plenty of time. I could tell even more jokes now. Okay, the point here is that we're a green vegetable dependent animal. What's the food that's most effective against heart disease? Which food is most protective? Greens. What food's most protective against dementia? The food. Greens. And what food's most protective against cancer? Greens. That's right. If you don't like greens, then you better live close to a hospital. As if that's going to help you. But greens, of course, as like all the primates, we're a primate. Greens have to become a large portion of our diet if we expect to be normal. Greens reduce free radicals. They're the primary activator of the NRF2 transcription proteins. The NRF2 transcription proteins activate the ARE, the antioxidant response element. The antioxidant response element is that portion of your DNA that's responsible for keeping your cell clean, repairing defects, removing carcinogens, and preventing cancer. You have part of your cell's DNA whose role is to protect you, but you don't get it activated unless you eat enough colorful plants, particularly green vegetables. And greens, of course, have bone-building substances. They make your muscles stronger and have better endurance, and they protect your bones at the same time. And, of course, they keep you lean because they have anti-angiogenic effects. That means they're anti-fat storage. Green vegetables are not just low in calories, they also protect you against storing fat on the body.